So we are back again guys sa panibagong episodes ng ating reaction na video. At ngayon ay nagbabalik ulit tayo dito kay Nook's Top 5. At ito ay pinamagatang scary videos that will scare the heck out of you. Okay. At kung hindi ka pa nakasubscribe, ay mag-subscribe ka na. At nandyan lang po yan sa may baba. So ano pang nitin natin as for daru? Simulan natin.
This lives in a historic home in Memphis, Tennessee that was built in 1859. The house sits across from a forensic center where actual autopsies are often
1959. So hindi pa ako nung tao. So wala pa ako nun sa mundo.
performed. One night when Hunter is home alone, he spots someone wearing a hat just standing on his front porch. And this is when things start to get really creepy.
Uy, nasa labas ng pintuan.
What in the actual hell?
Sigurado ako, shadow lang yan. I'm tripping, tama ba yun? Pagkakapronounce ko dun. Or those this not look like a guy with a hat on outside my door when literally no one is there. Oh, sabi ko na eh. Shadow lang to guys. Shadow lang yan. Pero mukha lang siyang lalaki. Like even show no one outside. Walang tao. Ito na mga, pagbukas walang tao yan. Diba? Okay nung reaction ko. Pasensya na. Okay na yun.
There's
Literal na hindi ko palang binabasa to. Alam ko na. Diba?
Now, Hunter says that he opened the door because, unfortunately, having
So, kung mali man ang pagkakapronounce ko po dito, pagpasensya nyo na po, okay? Tripping, hindi ko sure kung tama yung pagkakabasa ko dun. Or pagkakapronounce ko dun. Pasensya na po.
strangers standing on his doorstep is a common problem, but it's usually easily solved.
We live in downtown Memphis, which means we're used to having a homeless population. Usually when it rains, we will have homeless people walk up on the porch, and it is sad, but we do have to ask them to leave because we're on a private property. Every time I have had to ask a homeless person to get off the porch, they've always been kind, sweet, or just listened. They're just like you and me. They're just in much rougher circumstances. I was perplexed in the video because I thought I didn't pay attention to the light passing through the shadow. I was like, it's not raining. Why is someone on my front porch? I get that to a lot of you in your everyday lives, that's not a good call. And probably moving forward, I won't do that. But I've been in that situation multiple times and I just didn't think anything about it.
Now, Hunter has even tried to debunk his own video to figure out exactly what he could have saw at his door that night.
Wala ko, babae yung may hawak ng camera. Tapos nagvi-video. Lalaki pala.
But it still just doesn't make sense.
Kasi nung una, buhos babae.
The front of our house where somebody would be. For them to run, where would they have to hide? It goes straight out, guts out. This way, another commercial building, it juts out. They would also have to jump down into this drop of a fence and go that way.
Hunter says that he has lived in the house for 2 years, but he has never experienced
Ako, never pa ako naka-encounter na mga ganyan sa buong buhay ko.
anything like this. So just who
Kahit nga multo eh. Diba?
or what did he see at his door? Next up, a woman is recording a video with her daughter to show off her new blue LED pool lights. But when she reviews her clip, she notices that she accidentally caught something that is downright creepy. Some odd translucent figure seems to eerily float around the edge of the pool, passing right through the woman's daughter. So are these figures just a trick of the light? Or did these people capture real evidence of the supernatural? A little visit. Nuke's Top 5 viewer Jose Gonzalez sent me this strange footage that was captured just outside an apartment complex in Southern California. Jose says that the footage was caught by a family friend on a door cam just outside her apartment. It shows something that is truly bizarre. Some little figure that seems to be walking on two legs moves under the stairs. Then, as a woman passes by, it seems to press itself up against the wall to avoid her attention. Then, the little figure quickly crawls between the steps and disappears out of sight. Weirdly, whatever this is almost looks like it's
Ba't parang ulo lang?
dressed in a tiny little robe. Now, Jose believes that the security cam caught a duende, a mischievous creature from Spanish and Latin American folklore that is said
Duende.
to be similar to a gnome or leprechaun. But let me know
Oh, parang ulo lang eh, no?
what you think this is. Through the eyes of a child, a young woman named Kyla says that she once saw a ghost when she was only 3 years old. Her aunt is filming her at the table when suddenly this happens.
Look, an apple. Don't come in here, okay? Stay in there. Stay in there in the library. Don't come in here, okay? I won't get you anymore. I'm just gonna get.
Who you talking to?
I don't like that.
Who you talking to?
I don't want to no.
Huh?
I don't like that one.
Well, who?
3 years old. Oh my goodness.
You don't like who? What, baby? Like what?
Okay, guys.
It's now 15 years later and Kyla is 18. She says she has very little memory of this specific incident.
So basically, me and my aunt, I was at my aunt's house. My grandma lived down the street, and I guess my mom was at work. We were just eating potato soup, and I guess I saw something or someone on the stairs, and I was like, "Don't you come in here!" And they just kept getting closer to me, and you could see that I'm looking that
So 18. Minor pa lang ata siya dyan. Ewan ko.
way. And I'm just like, because it's coming at me, and I'm like, "Get away!"
Who you talking to?
Minor pa nga lang siya.
I don't like that.
Now we go to Wichita,
Diba kapag 20, adult na?
Kansas, where Nuke's Top 5 viewer Dallas Clark says that she's worried that her home might be haunted after her Ring camera captures a very strange conversation. You see, her young son seems to be having an argument with someone, but the problem is he's in his room all alone.
You want to talk? You want to talk to me?
Oh,
Wait, ghost man. Ghost man, ghost man. Ghost man, you say yes. Your eyes stupid.
oh.
Don't like you anywhere. Yeah. You want to talk to me, ghost?
Gago. Gago. Nagmura.
Uh-huh. You want to talk?
Ilang taon lang yung batang yun? Gagi. Minura niya talaga.
Want to talk, ghost? You want to talk to me? I'm gonna beat you up. Cause if you don't be quiet now, I'll go. Go, ghost.
The toddler seems to be speaking to an invisible entity that he has named, quote, Ghost Man. The boy even goes so far as to threaten to beat up Ghost Man.
Batang bata pa nung... Grabe, minura niya talaga.
I'm gonna beat you up. Cause if you don't be quiet now,
The little boy even yells for the ghost to leave.
I'll go. Go, ghost.
Dallas says that her son still speaks to, quote, Ghost Man, and that she has captured
Sa lahat ng ginawan ko na ng reactions video, ito lang talaga yung napanood ko talaga na yung bata ay nagmura. As in, visit.
other spooky disturbances all around her home.
Go, go. Right.
Uy!
Another family in Houston, Texas has a similar strange experience with their 1-year-old daughter. One evening, Tiffany Matthews notices that her little girl is looking
May ganyan lang at wala dong bata.
at something in their kitchen. And that's when things get really weird.
Y'all, I don't know who she playing with, but it's an invisible person, and they're tickling her.
They're doing love for that.
Stop.
Who playing with you, baby?
And I pray so much, it can't be no bad spirit in here. 'Cause I pray so much over this house.
Hey. You playing with your granny? You playing with your granny?
Wow.
You playing with your granny?
She is really interacting. Oh my goodness.
Nangyayari.
Oh my goodness.
Little 1-year-old Trinity can be seen happily reacting to something her family just can't see. The child's mother believes that whatever this is can't be anything malicious. She thinks that her daughter is probably playing with the loving spirit of her grandmother. So do you think this is all just a child's
Ay, matanda. Okay.
overactive imagination? Or just what are these young children seeing? You decide.
The best tong part na to. Grabe. Sa tagal-tagal ko nang gumagawa ng reaction video, dito lang talaga ako nagulat sa batang to. Nagmura talaga sa ganyang edad. Visit na yan.
If you see something that you think would be perfect for the top 5, email me at nukestop5@gmail.com. You can also tag me on TikTok at nukestop5official. And be sure to tag me only at nukestop5official because there are a lot of fake accounts on there. Ghost hunts gone wrong. In this next video, a ghost hunter named Alex is exploring a haunted house where he hears a rumbling noise coming from a nearby wardrobe. The mirror on the wardrobe burst outward, sending sharp shards of glass flying towards Alex, barely missing him. But there's something even weirder here. Because, did you see it? Some bizarre shadow figure comes flying right out of the mirror and darts across the room so fast that Alex doesn't even notice. He checks the inside of the wardrobe, but there's nothing there. Mark Sebastian is staying at the infamous Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. The Stanley Hotel is said to be one of the most haunted hotels in North America, and is most famously known as the inspiration for the Stephen King book and subsequent movie, The Shining. Turns out that the hotel does live up to its spooky reputation. As Mark is filming the outside of the hotel late one night, he captures this.
Oh, shit. I'm not kidding. I just saw someone move in that window. Look in this window right here.
Ooh.
A dark figure seems to peek out of one of the hotel's upper windows. But what's especially creepy is that this room is closed and locked off, inaccessible to the public.
This is the room where I saw something. There's no one there.
Ang may naka...
Even the hotel staff can't explain Mark's strange ghostly capture, as no member of the staff patrols that room, and it's not open to hotel guests.
Really creepy though.
Isn't that creepy?
I'm glad you caught that though.
Me too.
You should show the tours.
Okay, I'll show the tours downstairs. Okay. I confirmed with the staff that no one was in there. They don't do patrols inside of that room. And most certainly not at 2:30 a.m.
I want to let you know that I was on live the entire night that night. So there are at least 1,000 people who saw the events of the footage you just saw play out in real time. It's a locked whiskey bar that is only open for private events. And as soon as I saw Mr. Shadowman show his ass, I ran up to the door of that room that is on that little patio that you can see in the video, shined a flashlight in and showed that there was no one in there.
So just who or what did Mark see? Let me know what you think. This next clip was sent to me by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Zach S. He says that just after midnight, he and his friend Brandon were exploring a tunnel in Shinks Ferry, Pennsylvania, that locals claim is extremely haunted. As the guys look around, something happens that chills them to their core.
Ay, nasa tunnel. Oo, nasa tunnel.
I heard that too, but did you hear the like low like? Yeah. It's like a male.
Yeah, that's what I was describing as a growl.
It's like a male grunting.
Same. What the?
What?
The two guys hear what sounds like a person moving in the
Silly.
tunnel, which kind of freaks them out. But as they go to check it out, they hear what almost sounds like a loud wailing moan from somewhere very close by. This sends the guys screaming back to their car in absolute terror.
Same. What the?
So did Zach and Brandon hear a ghost tromping around and whooping it up?
Siguro kahit sino mong tao, napapamura ka ng ganun.
Well,
Kung sakaling makarinig ka ng mga ganyan sa loob ng tunnel.
you decide. Caught on camera. Now, I don't usually feature scary photos on the channel because they're just too easy to fake. But I found these pictures especially interesting just because they're so strange and seem much harder to manipulate. Now, first up, some women were on a girls' trip to celebrate one of the women's birthdays. There were no husbands or boyfriends and no children in attendance. So one of the women snapped a live photo on her iPhone.
Ay! Okay, nakita ko na. Ito. Ayun.
Did you see it? On the right side of the picture, a small boy who seems to be absolutely colorless appears over the women's shoulders. Now, if you don't know, an iPhone live photo captures a few frames before the photo and a few frames after. And if you look closely, this little pale gray boy actually seems to be moving. The women say that they have no idea who this boy could be, as there were absolutely no children around anywhere. Next up, a young woman named Tegan is taking a picture with her boyfriend. But later when she prints the photo out, she notices something very odd in the background.
Ay, puti ka.
A very tall, thin man with indistinct features and hollow eyes can be seen watching them. The couple claims that the strange man with seemingly extra long limbs was not there when they took the picture. Destination unknown. Now, this story is about a different kind of scare, one that you might not take seriously, but maybe you should. Back in 2003, the movie Final Destination 2 was released, and it featured this classic horror scene involving a log truck. Now, this movie scene became so iconic that when the new Final Destination movie was released earlier this year, the movie studio actually put ads on log trucks.
Ah, okay.
Now, the Final Destination 2 log truck scene pretty much influenced the driving habits of a whole generation.
And this is what Final Destination did to the millennials. Look.
Nobody's
Not
behind that
one
truck.
car in the
Not
lane.
one car in the lane.
You.
But some people didn't see Final Destination 2. Or
Nako. Huwag ka talaga masyadong lalapit dyan. Baka kayo madaganan ng mga kahoy na yun, no?
maybe they just didn't take it
Kung lalaki pa
seriously.
man din.
This guy has never washed
destination too. Because why are we following this jam? Tori,
Iconic, no?
every single millennial is terrified, and you have, oh my gosh, we're cruising behind the lumber truck. They have to strap those down. Oh, I bet they said that in the movie too.
But here's what makes the Final Destination log truck scene especially creepy, because sometimes it actually happens.
Arriving behind the Final Destination truck, keeping our distance. For some reason, they're gonna lose a. Swear to God, they're gonna lose a log. Happening! It's happening!
Ooh!
It's happening! Oh my God, I have my camera out. Oh my God!
And if you're saying, yeah, well, that's not like the movie, the log just fell off the side, even though the driver weirdly just kept going. But no, as I said before, this has actually happened.
May ganyan lang ata wala dun tao.
Crazy, boy.
Ka.
So, is it scary or just a public service message? Either way, just do not drive behind a log
May ganyan lang oh. Di medyo nasa loob.
truck. Thank you.
Napaloob pala.
The devil
Kung yun inapasagad, ay tapos kang bata ka.
down below. A guy named Kyle Anthony says that
Durog ang mukha mo.
lately he has been hearing strange sounds around his house. Oddly enough, he says that the sounds are coming from beneath his house. In the
Can
house's crawl
somebody
space.
please explain this? Happened around 3 a.m. Okay, madaling araw.
He sets up a camera down there to see what's going on. What he captures makes his blood run cold.
I just saw the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Watch this.
Gago ka.
Kyle's camera captures what looks like a person or something hiding in the tiny
Mukha, oh.
crawl space underneath his house. Thinking it might be some strange person actually living underneath his home, he goes into his house's crawl space to check it out.
I can't sleep.
Inspecting. Babasahin ko pa lang.
There's a security camera. I don't know what I saw. I'm not seeing anything. I don't know what this tarp is. Whether or not there's anything underneath it. I don't see anything. I don't see any signs of life. I don't see any signs of afterlife. I'm gonna get the heck out of here.
Kyle investigates and even crawls his way into the space underneath his house. But there's just no one there. So what do you think this is? Let me know.
Sigurado akong mukha yan. Tapos katawan niya ay no. Dibdib. Likuran. Ito yung mukha niya. Pero hindi lang ako sigurado.
What?
Sensing something bad. A guy named Nick takes care of his elderly grandmother who has dementia. One night while his grandmother is having an episode, weird things start to happen around their house.
Ay, yap. So, itong video na to, napload ko na to. So, skip na natin to guys. Okay. Wait lang pala. Hindi pala pwede. Sige. Nagbago ang aking isip. Tutuloy natin. Sige. So, papanoorin ko na lang.
Nick's grandmother's dog starts to growl toward the kitchen for no reason. Then the roaming Roomba seems to randomly start and stop, as if it's sensing something right in front of it. But there's nothing there. And finally, something falls from the top of the fridge. Now, as for the randomly stopping Roomba, Nick later shows that the little Roomba is functioning normally, and usually only does this when it is about to collide with something, like a person standing in front of it.
Can you try to step in front of that? And so it just does that. Move away. So that comment says that the Roomba doesn't do that unless someone's in front of it.
And so in the video, we also see something fall. Well, Nick also explains this, and it's a little creepy.
One of my grandma's little angels fell off the fridge last night. My grandma loves to collect little figurines. You see how far back they are. Genuinely. I mean, the significance of an angel falling and not legitimately anything else she has.
Nick says that now both of his grandmother's dogs have become absolutely petrified of the kitchen. He says that both dogs sit and stare at the kitchen every night and often just refuse to enter that room.
I was watching my show and there's nothing there.
But then things get even creepier. Because one night, the Roomba at Nick's grandmother's house again just starts to act very strange.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yup. By the way, yan yung susunod sa kanya. Ayun. Susundan siya niyan eh.
Yo.
Ng video na yan, napload ko yan kay Bizarre Bob.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, sinusundan talaga siya oh. Sumusunod talaga sa kanya.
Jesus.
Diyan, dito sa part na to, nagulat talaga ako dyan.
Jesus.
Yan mismo sa part na yan talaga.
Now, the Roomba following
Literal. Ang gulat ko talaga dun.
Nick around and
Visit.
crashing down the stairs is odd enough. Because, well, they're just not supposed to do that. But the Roomba flipping over on its own has absolutely no explanation. Nick says that his grandmother found the Roomba in the living room and placed it back in the kitchen.
Ah,
He
ito
says
pala
that
yun.
since this, the Roomba has just not moved again, despite having a full charge. But he does say that his grandma's 2 dogs are still scared of the device and often just stare at it. End of the road. Sam Rossi is an independent truck driver in Southeast Asia. He regularly posts his experiences and adventures as he drives his truck across the countryside of Indonesia. Late one night, Sam is driving his truck along a long, lonely stretch of road that locals claim is haunted by a dark spirit. Just after he crosses a bridge in the middle of nowhere, his truck suddenly breaks down.
Ya bener sampean. Apa jenenge? Tibae mesinku sing keder. Oh, wis tak servis ya, Lur ya. Hawane.
Sam can't understand what's wrong because he says that he's just recently had the truck checked and serviced. And this is when things take a terrifying turn.
Aku saiki ngomong yo, mambune moro-moro mambune gak enak, Lur. Mambu melati campur amis. Sapa iku? Sapa? Si ambu amis, Lur yo. Ayo. Sapa?
Ay, putang ina. Ay!
Tuk, sapa iki? Walot.
Gagi ka.
Sam smells something horrible and peers under his truck, only to see someone's bare feet that seem to be floating just above the pavement on the other side. But when he checks, there's no one there. After this spooky encounter and with his truck stalled on the road, Sam decides to get out of there and go find some help.
Tang ina, saan ka dyan hihingi ng tulong? Sobrang layo.
Scary videos. Now these are videos that kind of fit this scary genre, but they're kind of goofy or funny. Maybe just goofy. Anyway, you decide. First up, a man spots something terrifying peering at him from the corner of his door frame.
I felt something watching me until may mukha. Ay putang.
And then it was
Putik, yung pusa lang pala.
just his cat. But how did it get up there? Was it something supernatural?
So, tenga pala ng pusa pala yun. Ang galing.
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't anything supernatural. Next, we move on to something
Nung pagkalito nung pusa, nagulat ako.
really scary that actually makes its way inside the door. The result is truly disturbing.
I'm gonna cry. Mama, let's go. I'm gonna cry. Mama, let's go.
Some say that this unfortunate woman never made it out of that room. And then some say she just stepped on that roach. Continuing on, sometimes we hear about strange things that are said to be the result of paranormal activity, but we only have the story and experience of the person who witnessed it. Case in point.
Okay, pusa yung ano. Napagtripan ng pusa. Kuya, napagtripan ka ng pusa. Wala na yung pusa. Ayun yung pusa, nagtatago.
Afterwards, this very scared guy watched the CCTV, and he felt like an idiot, I would assume.
Prankster yung pusa, ang putik.
Now, finally, if you believe in strange creatures and cryptids, well, the road maintenance crew in Australia is right there with you.
Hang on a goddamn minute. Hang on a goddamn minute. There's a fucking what in 40?
Oh,
Where the fuck are we going?
Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you back again next time.
I'm gonna cry.
So anyway, yun lang guys. I hopefully ay nag-enjoy kayo and ingat and God bless. See you in the next one, the video. Paalam.